Hi there, artists. It's Katherine Penfold, and this is a little how-to video about taking video at home by yourself using the tools that you already have in the household. This year is a little nuts, isn't it? And you have to learn how to take your own photos, your own video, and for a lot of us, this is a first-time attempt. So I hope that these tips and tricks can be somewhat helpful, and always remember that your best friend is YouTube. Go into that platform and search for your medium and how to take photos or how to take videos, and there are so many artists like us trying to do this at home by ourselves as well, and it's a great community to be able to go learn some new little tidbits, up your game, or start you fresh. So let's dive into the few points that I've written down that I want to share with you to help you create your own video. Some people find it surprising to find out that they actually have tools at home to take a great video, and some of those can be a smartphone. These things do everything these days. So this is your best friend. If this is all you have, you're set. Another thing is a tablet. This can take video as well if you have a newer device. I have quite an old point and shoot camera, but it takes video. You might have one of these in a drawer somewhere, so power this baby up and see if that can work for you. Or you might be someone who has a DSLR camera at home that's been just waiting to make a video. These are all such great tools that I do find a lot of people have either out in their hand all the time and they don't realize, or hidden away in a drawer. I have a lot of people asking me about webcams, and if you happen to have a webcam that is internal in your computer, I would say stay away from that. First thing is that you can't really move it around very well. But if you have a webcam that plugs in by USB and you can move it around a little bit, I've actually filmed an entire music video using a USB webcam. It wasn't perfect and the sound was not that great, but it's something. And if that's all you have at home, feel free to use it. The number one tip, no matter what kind of camera or device you're using, is clean your lens. You can find a glasses cleaner cloth, a microfiber cloth, or just a really soft t-shirt and pick up those devices, and the front and the back camera, wipe those off. Anything, even if it's your big camera, wipe that lens off, because there's no point in ruining the footage even before you've begun. That is such a key point that I always tell everyone that I work with. If you're someone who's about to start using a smartphone or a tablet to film, I really recommend filming in horizontal mode, not portrait. This is because most big cameras like the ones I'm filming on right now, DSLR cameras, they film this way. So if you can possibly film your footage this way around, you're just going to look a little bit more like a regular video camera. And the closer you can get to looking like that, the better. This is a really neat thing that I actually found out from someone on Instagram, that they were filming a bunch of videos on their smartphone, but they wanted their audio to sound a lot more professional, and they didn't have a shotgun mic like I have going on right now. So what they actually did was they plugged in their phone headset, now I have an Apple here, and they found their headset side, they drew it up through their clothes, and using a couple of bobby pins, they actually pinned the microphone onto their collar and hid the cables a little bit, and you have your own lapel mic. This was genius, and her audio quality was so great when she did that. So if you're gonna be sitting close to your smartphone as you film, as you're talking into it, or if you're filming around your gallery and you wanna speak at the same time, try doing that, because it's going to stop it from rattling around, and it doesn't make you look like you're in a Zoom meeting with your headphones and your microphone sitting there. A really big important tip when taking any kind of video with any kind of device is practicing keeping it steady using a tripod or using a phone clamp like I have here from Joby. There are so many great little things that you can use these days to keep your camera steady. That's something that's going to impact the viewer the most. So if you have a shot that you know you really want to get, practice it a few times and really make sure that you slowly and steadily hold your camera no matter what it is you're filming. Or if you have someone else, a friend or a family member that's part of your circle right now nearby and they're wanting to film you, make sure that you tell them how important it is to have a steady hand and to move slowly, because that is going to impact your footage so much. The scariest part, being in front of the camera. Believe me, I'd rather be behind, bar none, every time. It is not easy to be in front of a camera and speak into it. I hear you, I am here with you, and because we know how difficult that can be, we have a few prompts and script ideas for you. Marlene Loudon has drawn up a document to help you with ideas of what you can talk about, how you can present yourself, and my go-to anytime I've filmed any of you gorgeous artists up here on the Sunshine Coast is start with, "Hi, my name is blank, I live in blank, and welcome to my studio." Little things like that seem really simple, but they really are such a great prompt towards being able to speak further about what you do, why it is you do what you do, and really and truly, listeners and viewers in this year's Art Crawl Virtually Together, they can't wait to hear about your process and your artwork. As I mentioned before, some really great programs out there to edit video are Movie Maker or iMovie, and just by putting in a simple video editing software search into Google, you're gonna find that there are many other free apps out there, free software that you can get for your computer or your smartphone or your tablet. I do recommend finding a software that you can use on your computer or on your tablet, simply so that you can make more intricate cuts and you're not having to look on a screen that's this big to try to edit your video. Another thing that I really highly recommend, if it feels too fiddly to add titles and things like that, just don't do it. Clean, simple, and to the point is always the best when making a video. So you've created a video, now what? For your CCA listing on the website, you can use a YouTube URL or a Vimeo URL. And don't worry if you don't have either of those set up. We have found some links for you to help you set up either a YouTube channel or a Vimeo channel, and then you'll be able to upload your video and use that URL in your CCA membership listing. You can then also use that video all over social media and your website, so the sky is the limit. Video is such a funny thing because on one hand, it can be utterly terrifying, and on the other hand, it can be such a fun, creative experience. And I promise you that once you've finished one video, your interest is going to be piqued and you will have learned some really cool tips to be able to make your next one. I've been doing this for 15 plus years, and there are still things at every single shoot that takes me by surprise and makes me learn more about what it is that I do as a profession. That is why I highly recommend testing everything and going in, trying out all the different shots that you want before making your final video production. This always helps be able to prepare you for anything that might come up. It helps you keep the camera really nice and steady, and really gives you an idea of what your storyboard will be and how you want to create your video. Have a ton of fun with this. Bring your personality into it, and I cannot wait to see what you create.